And ladies and gentlemen, we're still following up with our segment with my dear guest right now, Dr. Saeed Tawfik, the Professor of Ethics and Contemporary Philosophy, also the former Secretary General of the Supreme Council of Culture. Good evening, Doctor. It's a great pleasure. Doctor, today we are here in the presence of this beautiful, energetic, positive, energetic place that is founded by His Excellency Dr. Farouk Hosni, a new roadmap for a new art movement in Egypt. Not just that, but also he's tackling the foundation for more to come and to shape the culture future of Egypt. Can you tell us more about Dr. Farouk Hosni? And of course, that was his dream that came true.
Uh, I, I want to speak first about this combination of art and strategy of managing uh, constitutions like Ministry of Culture. Um, Farouk Hosni, as an artist, is not committal person. As any artist, I think, in general, most artists are not committal persons because he tends to the spirit of art that is free from any restrictions or obligations. A phenomenon that I have known intimately in many of my friends, especially those writers and artists. However, Farouk Hosni um, um, proves that there is an exception of to this rule. I didn't know him during his long period in which he served as a minister of culture. I didn't know him at all. And I also never met him for a day. But I get to know him closely when I was invited to join the jury of Art Criticism Award. I was really very pleased, and I get to know him closely.
Well, Dr. Saeed, of course, this is not just a gallery that have its own collection, whether Dr. Farouk's collection or along with different visual artworks for different pioneers in this field, but also he was keen to build this foundation as a cultural hub, seminars, and also emerging this Youth Prize Award, which is going to complete its 7th edition soon, very soon.
Yes, it is not just a museum. This is not just a museum. It is a constitution, institution, a foundation. Uh, because there is always a meetings, seminars, and I think the awards is very important because it is specified for youth. That's why he encouraged youth to create, not only in art, but also in criticism. That's why I think there is a new generation in this field and other field of creation. And I can also see that the winners during last years were almost females. And this means that creation, real creation, um, does not depend on gender or anything else, but originality of of the work of or the essays the applicants prepare for the award.
Well, of course, as you said, His Excellency also was keen to bridge the gap between the pioneers of the visual art field and also the emerging generation, which really can pave the way to more creation and more innovation.
Yes, of course, and I think this can make pave, can pave the way, pave the way. He sees that the future lies in your. So our job should be how to build or constitute the aesthetic awareness or or aesthetic consciousness of this youth. Uh, if we do this in every other field besides art, and I think everything will be developed in our country.
And Doctor, and since you've been indulged in this field for many years, whether as a professor, of course, of ethics and contemporary philosophy, which is related to art.
Aesthetics. I am specialized in aesthetics. Yes, philosophy of art and criticism.
So, since this long years in this field, how do you see this evaluation or the revolutionary stage that Egypt is living through its different generations and through its visual art field and the movement that is happening in Cairo, whether the participation from international visual artists or shedding more light by the government on different international open exhibitions like what happened by the pyramids and the colors exhibition. So we have this diversity which really we are very renowned for when it comes to galleries, cultural hubs, international exhibitions, indulging this dialect and this conversation that includes international artists with this local artists. I think this can emerge or can provoke more ideas and more innovation and more competitiveness.
Yes, it's true. I think that this foundation is a leading example, which other artists can follow. I mean, artists uh, who have or who share the same approach or attitude in art can come together and constitute another foundations, another museums or societies. For example, this means that we need the efforts of civil efforts to help in the evolution of culture.
How is it, let's say, this communication or this relation between contemporary philosophy and contemporary art? Is there any?
Of course, art, I say art now is in the heart of contemporary philosophy. Contemporary philosophy um, in the past, in the past decades, uh, was interested in systems or doctrines of metaphysics and theory of knowledge or something like that. But gradually, art and literary texts have been the focus of the methodology of contemporary philosophy.
Well, because right now we are witnessing lots of development, new terms maybe for Egyptians when it comes to philosophy and all that, because they think that philosophy only belongs to science or belongs to, so it's
No,
everywhere. The way we think, the way we live,
no.
the way we paint, the way we let go of or unleash our feelings, on, whether on papers or thoughts or paintings, so it's all connected to this field or this science.
That's why Derrida, is a famous philosopher, said that philosophy cannot escape from the aesthetic. Now,
So, since of course, you witnessed lots of giants when it comes to this field, that's why you've been also in the jury of the criticism jury. How do you see the mind of youth right now? How is they evolving, innovating? They're indulging with more of the modernity, and then they're trying to keep their authentic part of this art.
uh, youth now are very interested in um, new new area of investigation, uh, um, like the relation of art and AI and technology in general, and they are interested also in the philosophical background of the works of art. So they are very up to date to our world, our life, our life. Uh, and this is, I think, very important and can make a new tradition, not also tradition, is new attitudes in arts and in criticism as well.
Well, of course, the AI technology and different platforms are encouraging youth because their minds are more getting more comprehending to those terms. But also, some part of them they want to unleash that innovation away from the technology and away from the AI. So they're indulging with maybe courses or something that they can paint, they can do some sculpture work, they can get introduced to this kind of fine art with its diversity.
Yes, uh, 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 many papers were about the relations, papers of the applicants was about the relation between how to make use of AI in painting, for example. Um, some papers uh, mentioned also I was aware of mm, the mistakes of this attitude. Uh, So how to make use of AI, but we have to know also that AI cannot create um, a work of art, cannot create um, a piece like works of Van Gogh. Yes, you can you can um, um, You can make a copy
Mimic
uh,
yeah.
of, of, of the style of Van Gogh in painting, his style of using brush, his colors, but you cannot make a new Van Gogh painting. This also holds good for Beethoven or any other creator, because, as you know, creation also is it depends on imagination, but AI have no imagination.